Hey everyone, and welcome back to some more esports talk. My name is Hunter. We really do appreciate you guys tuning in. We're talking about Riot Games today, and with the Department of Fair and Equal Housing getting involved with them once again, I will give you guys just a little bit of background on Riot Games and the allegations if you did happen to miss those earlier in the year. We saw Kotaku publish an article titled "Inside the Culture of Sexism at Riot Games," detailing many different instances and allegations of sexism against Riot Games. We saw the Department of Fair and Equal Housing issue litigation against Riot Games, and then in the end, Riot Games paid $10 million for a settlement in the gender discrimination lawsuit. As a separate note, as we know, the Department of Fair and Equal Housing has also been involved with the Activision Blizzard lawsuit. They issued that lawsuit, that court case against them as well. But then DFEH released another statement concerning Riot Games that had a lot of people concerned about the inner goings of Riot Games and their severance. This statement was requesting the enforcement of the court order to compel Riot Games to send a notice to workers about their rights to speak with the government. So at the base level, this is essentially saying, hey, it seems like you guys are encouraging your employees not to speak up to DFEH, to the government, about any inner goings in the company, and we're worried about that. It says agreements that attempt to bar individuals from filing a complaint or assisting in a DFEH case run afoul of the anti-retaliation and anti-interference provisions of the Fair Employment and Housing Act. Employers cannot impose a penalty on people who engage in protected activity under statutes enforced by DFEH. The very existence of such agreements has a chilling effect on the willingness of individuals to come forward with information that may be of importance to the DFEH as it seeks to advance the public interest in the elimination of unlawful employment discrimination and harassment. Then, for some clarification, it goes on to say, alarmed by the language in Riot's settlement and separation agreements that suggested employees cannot voluntarily and candidly speak with the government about sexual harassment and other violations and obtain relief in the government's actions, DFEH promptly moved for relief from the court. The court ordered Riot to issue the corrective notice. However, Riot has delayed the process for 2 months. So again, in just normal language, instead of all this terminology, you essentially have DFEH, the Department of Fair and Equal Housing, being worried that when employees leave, or even while they're still at the company, that they weren't being encouraged to speak up on these issues, and that almost they were being encouraged not to. So they had the court issue a notice, say, hey, you guys need to clarify that it is okay to go speak to the government, that there's not going to be any punishments for it. But they didn't do it. It seemed as if they were stalling for a couple months. So again, we had the Department of Fair and Equal Housing coming forward and saying, hey guys, you gotta do it. And no, it does not end there. We now have a little bit of spice from Riot Games. That's right, the Riot Games legal team has issued some motions, which starts with, like I said, a spicy introduction saying that the XPAR application by DFEH is a waste of judicial resources and legal expenses filed by a rogue, press-hungry agency for an improper purpose to gin up a misleading press release and tweets to smear Riot Games. The record is clear that Riot has repeatedly communicated to its employees that they may speak with DFEH and will suffer no retaliation for doing so. Yet, DFEH persists with its false narrative, both to this court and the press, that Riot's agreement somehow discouraged or prohibited employees from speaking with DFEH, and now also baselessly accuses Riot of failing to follow this court's orders. This is wrong and reckless. They go on to say that DFEH is plainly unhappy with the court's measured approach and has hijacked the narrative. They say that the press release contained misleading information, incorrectly insinuating that Riot's settlement and separation agreements were illegal, that the court ordered the corrective notice to go to all the workers, and that they had somehow not sent out the notice on time. So Riot Games and the Department of Fair and Equal Housing are at each other's throats, as it seems. It's a tricky situation because you do want to support Department of Fair and Equal Housing, as they do have their main goal of protecting employees in the situation, and they are just trying to get employees to a better spot in different companies. We wouldn't have the Activision Blizzard lawsuit without them, and so you want to support them, but then you see Riot Games saying, hey, no, all this is wrong. This is actually how the situation went down. These guys are just out for blood for us. And so, tricky situation. Like I said, we will just have to wait and see how it plays out. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Until next time, be safe, be smart, behave. I'll catch you later.